Mihawk traveling across the Grand Line to give Shanks a picture of Luffy makes you think about what is their history, and could Luffy be involved? Spoilers for chapter 1167. We have a general idea of what Shanks has been up to all these years, but we don't have that for Mihawk. We just know his goal and that he was famous before Shanks. But now that we know that Shanks was once a Blade of God, this changes a lot. Because one thing we can ascertain about Mihawk is that his verbiage does resemble the way a celestial dragon speaks, and the environment that he surrounds himself in does resemble world government architecture. So I do think Shanks and Mihawk meeting as Blades of God or something along the lines of that would make a lot of sense. But if they're in the same ranks, what caused them to have such legendary duels? Keep in mind, every one of these duels made headlines, and most of Shanks' fame comes from these duels, according to the Ace novel. Whitebeard calls these duels legendary in the same conversation talking about legends like Garp and Sengoku. These duels are still fresh in his mind. Don't get me wrong, I do think that most of their duels were just friends fighting. But I feel like the initial way that they started fighting had to have been some sort of confrontation. What we know about Shanks back in the day is that he seemed to have been searching for the Nika fruit. Maybe Mihawk got in his way, but I feel like what's more likely is that Mihawk was threatening the balance of the world. We know Mihawk was betrayed by the Navy at one point. Maybe this caused him to leave the ranks of the Blades of God, or maybe he never was one. Either way, clearly this is when he started hunting Marines, right? Now, if he's trying to challenge the most powerful Marines or just powerful swordsmen in general, and he's not afraid of going after people that work for the world government or even innocent people for that matter, Shanks, in an attempt to protect the balance and possibly whoever Mihawk is hunting, maybe stepped in. I mean, if you think about it, someone like Mihawk having a grudge against the Navy does not have to put much effort into getting their revenge. So maybe in their first confrontation, Shanks explained to Mihawk that now is not the time to revolt against the world government. Maybe he was telling him to wait for a certain character. Because keep in mind, he told Mihawk about Luffy. We didn't see it on screen, but I think that's pretty interesting. Could Luffy be part of the reason that Shanks and Mihawk are friends? Here, Mihawk almost implies that he is aware of Nika all the way back in Marineford. He talks about how effortlessly Luffy is able to recruit allies to his side. Could this also be referring to Mihawk and Shanks? I mean, when you consider the possibility of Christianity being associated with Nika, it all kind of lines up. Because if there's a connection between Nika and Christianity, then by extension, Mihawk would be included in that too. So I feel like it's entirely possible that Luffy could be what unified these guys. And whatever Mihawk was doing to carry out his grudge against the Navy could have been what sparked their beef initially. All we know is, it couldn't be Bogard, right? Because then he wouldn't be alive. And the he is not referring to Bogard.